What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's doing well, and I want to say hello to all the new subscribers. My name is Tyler, and if this is your first time here, welcome and thank you for subscribing. So it's been some time since I've made a video, and it was probably close to 8 months now since I've been able to upload and put out some footage, but I got a lot to talk about, and this is basically going to be a video to update all the new subscribers and just get all the current subscribers that have been with me for a while up to speed about what's been going on and why I haven't been able to post footage. But this will basically give you guys an idea of where I'm at and what's going to be going on and looking forward in the videos to come. All right, guys, so I wanted to turn the camera around so you didn't see my ugly face. Just wanted to say hello though and make an appearance just to say hi because it's been a while. So we're in the garage. It's a beautiful June Sunday morning, and I know it's been a while since I've updated and I got a lot to talk about, so bear with me, just stick around for this video because I want to bring you guys up to speed on what's been going on, what I've been doing, what happened in my life, and what I plan on doing forward with the cars and what cars I still have. So as you guys may know who've been with me for a while, I have a 91 CRX SI in Tahitian green. I have a 1990 Y49 yellow CRX SI. I picked up a 95 CX hatchback a while ago and started taking it apart, and I didn't lose interest on it, so don't worry EG fans, but I just kind of halted on it because I don't have the tools to continue moving forward with this project at the moment, like a welder, and it needs a ton of body work, as you can see, but we'll talk about this in a second. Now, another car that I had that you guys don't see at the moment is my 1990 blue Civic EF hatch, and unfortunately, I'll show you over here. This is the last bit of it I have at the moment because I got into an accident in December of 2022 and lost the car completely. The car was totaled out. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. I was a little banged up and took a good bruising, but thankfully no one was hurt. No property damage was done. It was just kind of a fender bender, but knowing these cars, they don't have any strength to them, so unfortunately the front end got damaged to the point where I was unable to fix it, and I had to let it go. So cutting it up and parting it out was the best thing I could do. So I've been boxing up and just selling parts like crazy. Over here I got my little eBay table that I've just been scaling out and basically getting rid of parts that I don't need or anything extra that I'm never going to use. But this is basically why I haven't been able to upload, because I lost one of the cars in December. I really lost motivation to film and drive and all that. And thankfully, if you come over here, I was able to get the B16 and retain everything from it. So nothing was ultimately damaged, but the one thing that I noticed recently and got a replacement for was this post mount here. You can't really tell, but it's bent a little, well, you can see in the video probably, but it's bent forward, like forward up, and I just bought a new bracket for it. So this motor is in perfectly good shape. I plan on using it for another car eventually. I don't want to throw it in anything I have right now because I don't have anything that I want to use. I want to use the GSR for the CRX, and that I will never be swapping because that's going to stay original, but this will always be a car that I maintain just for an OEM look and all that stuff, just because their value is going up so much. For the longest while, I didn't want to film. It really bummed me out that I lost the car because I had put so much time and so much work into it, and everything was done by yours truly. So it felt good knowing that I had a solid car running that I could rely on, that I put together. And I tried to do it right with all the right parts and going the right way with, you know, the necessary steps to have a reliable build, especially in the Honda game. But unfortunately, this is how these things work, and you have to be careful. And this is basically why I haven't put a video out in so long, because very bummed out I lost the car. It was one of my favorites, but I still got plenty of toys, and we will bounce back and jump right back into another project. It is definitely a bummer losing the car. I still got the tailgate, I got the drums off of it, all the suspension and the driver's side taillight is sold. This is going to a friend down in Texas, but basically I have a ton of parts for it, and I've been boxing up a ton of parts and just putting it up to storage because I had stuff everywhere, and I didn't junk the car because I was here parting it out. I had to literally cut the car up and get rid of it that way, piece by piece. So I was able to sell one other quarter panel. I sold the passenger side quarter panel. This is the driver's side. I cut it up to the point of the wreckage that was salvageable. There's a little rust on the fender, on the rear quarter, but nothing worth, like, you know, I didn't want to just junk this whole thing in case someone needed it for a rocker or whatever the case may be, maybe a structural piece if they got into a little accident and they needed, you know, this part of the car. So if someone needs it and wants it real bad, it's here. Any of you EF hatch people. But let's go right into the CRX. I want to talk about this briefly and just get you guys up to speed, because this is definitely going to be the first car I jump back into and start filming, because this is the car I've been wanting to get at for a while now. I have a lot of the parts. The GSR is here. The transmission is over there somewhere. I think it's right there. So definitely excited to jump back into this. I'm motivated and ready to definitely start filming again. This is going to be basically an OEM rebuild. I ordered some parts. I still got to order some more. I decided that I'm going to take this to the machine shop in New York and have them go over the motor. I'm just going to buy everything new for the head, as far as like valve stems, valve seals. I'm going to get upgraded skunk tooth springs, not skunk tooth, excuse me. I'm going to get an updated and upgraded valve springs and retainers for the head. Basically fully build the head, make sure the bottom end is good. Even though I know this came out of a running car, I just want to make sure everything is buttoned up. I'm going to get all OEM Acura, well, Honda seals, and redo the whole kit and caboodle on this thing, because I know it's been a while. I think when the motor was pulled out of this car, I believe the owner said it was about 180, 185, the mileage. So not insanely high, not insanely low, but for what I want with this car, it's basically the same thing that I had going on with the B16. When I got this from the JDM Engine Depot in Queens, I figured it was in decent shape, but I didn't want to take the risk and end up swapping it and doing all the work and getting all the parts and everything, and then realizing that the motor needs work or it's got low compression in one cylinder. So I wanted a fresh start. I knew that going that way, spending the money, was the right way to do it. So I had this motor refreshed, drove it in there, and I'm basically going to do the same thing with this motor. Even though I know it probably would run if I swapped it, I'd rather be able to sleep good at night knowing that I got reliable parts on it. Everything's redone. The belts are redone. And I'd like to actually get in here and repaint the bay, update everything, clean up the brake lines, and possibly paint the subframe. You know, I could throw the motor in as it is now and it wouldn't look terrible, but I'm so tired of opening this hood and everything being like nice on the outside and seeing like a dirty engine bay. And even though the paint's not in bad shape, but it's, at this point, I want to do it right, and I'm willing to just take the front end off, take the little bit I need out of the way, and spray this bay down. Nothing crazy, because the body's in real good shape. There's little touch-ups that need to be made. There's a dent on the fender over here, but nothing like out of this world that needs crazy work. See, here's the dent. This was self-inflicted. I'm such an idiot. Freaking fell into the car, moving stuff around. This car had no dents, and I'm the one that put a dent in the car, of course. Idiot. Oh, so stupid. Anyway, ton of parts in here, basically ready for the swap, but I want to make sure the motor's 100% and get that out of the way before I swap it into the car. So that's what I'm going to jump into first with my CRX. So if you guys have been waiting for the GSR, trust me, it's going to be happening sooner than later. Now, EG fans, I know there's some subscribers on here that probably subscribed because they saw this car and they're EG fans. And trust me, I'm a big EG fan myself, even though I prefer 88 to 91. But we're going to talk briefly about my EG hatch and what I plan on doing with this thing, because this thing needs a ton of work that I'm not as experienced in, which is body work and paint. But I'm willing to attempt what it may need, even though it may need more than what I'm capable of, if you know what I mean. So let me show you exactly what's going on to all the new people and all the new subscribers with this car. So right now, as it sits, I had it kind of stashed in the corner in the back of the garage because I was in the process of taking it apart. It's probably about 60% apart. I got everything out of the engine bay as far as engine and trans. Interior is about 80% disassembled. There's miscellaneous stuff, maybe still connected, headliner, all that. But this car is basically stashed here inside, and whatever else is on this shelf. I got seats, I got dashboard. Everything is in boxes labeled. I tried to keep it as labeled as possible, although I did not expect to put this on the back burner like this. Having a lot of projects like this, it kind of halts one or the other at some point because you can only devote so much of your time to one of them. So this came with the single cam D15 B8, the CX gas saver model or whatever it is. Basically, as you can see, it is a complete rust bucket and it needs a lot of body work, a lot of metal work. So this kind of got put on the back burner because I don't have a welder currently, but I'm willing to do the work because it's not brain surgery. It's, you know, a little bit of math, a little bit of artistic chemistry here, but it's not in terrible shape to the point where it's unsalvageable in my eyes, because I've seen worse, believe it or not. But came with a single cam, stock interior. The car was from Connecticut, so that's why it has all this rust. The worst part on the car is the rear floors. Now, this side you can't really see, but look at that. You can see the floor over there. That's literally a triangle hole. And I'm sure once I start digging, I'm gonna find little holes everywhere. But honestly, these cars are getting so hard to find, and I don't know. I know it's more of a headache at this point, putting it back together and doing all the body work and paint. But to me, you know, I'm not in a rush. There's no reason to just crush it because I feel like it's salvageable, and I have basically double. I have another interior for an EG. Single cam is right here. Well, this is actually the original CRX motor that came in here, the D16A6. The other single cam is over there that came in the EG with the trans still connected. So I did manage to get a floor pan for the EG. So right here, this is where the rear seats, the rear footwell would be. So the EG from here to here is basically all rusted out on both sides. And a lot of the time, it's this seam sealer that seems to be the culprit for a lot of the rust that occurs on these cars. So this is a floor pan from a Teggy that I actually got for free off a friend of mine who was able to help me get some parts for the car lately and hooked me up. He was parting out an Integra and he was cutting it up and getting rid of it. And he's like, you know what? You need the floor, you need something, you need the shape, at least the metal shape to work with. I was like, hell yeah, man, if you're getting rid of it, awesome. He even dropped it off. So really appreciate the help there, Dami. That was really nice of you. But so I have not completely given up on the floor yet. I was gonna try to build my own floor with just metal and shape it, but this might give me a better idea of what I need and maybe actually do the work for me without having to shape anything crazy. It's not in terrible shape. I'm gonna have to clean up the metal a lot, but it's in much better shape than what I'm working with. So gonna use this or whatever I can from this for the EG once I get the welder and hopefully see what we can do from there. So not sure when I'm gonna have time for this, but I'm not giving up on it. I really wanna do this first, get this GSR going, but big plans eventually for this. I feel like these are getting so hard to find, so gonna hang on to it. So stick around for this. We will not be giving up and junking it. We were gonna try to salvage it. I just got so much stuff everywhere. So let's talk about the last car that usually never changes, but will always maintain an OEM style. I have just maintained this car at an OEM status. The only thing that I've changed is the corner lights and the bumper lights. As you can see, they're full amber when the 9091s did come basically half clear, half amber. And I have the original lights and all that. I just figured I liked how the yellow makes the orange pop together. So this car has been a joy to own. It's been a joy to drive. I have so many extra OEM parts for it that I bought with the purchase of this car. And the nice thing about this car to all the new subscribers is it's from the South, so it doesn't have any body rust and it's very clean. It needs paint work. It needs a little bit of body work, but it's not anything crazy. This bubbling of the windshield is because they got that plastic in the windshield, and it's just a pain after some time. These cars, the moisture gets inside and it gets underneath that plastic, and there's no saving it. But I have an aftermarket steering wheel on it right now because just for theft reasons, I can take the car off, take the wheel off and lock it up. All the door panels are in really good shape. I don't really drive it much because it's just, at this point, they're worth so much money, and it would be kind of stupid kind of silly if anything happened to it, and I would regret it very much. So all original SI, still in really good shape. So this car will always be maintained as original. It has the D16 A6 and matching transmission. So this car will just be fun for meetups, for OEM meets and stuff like that. And the value keeps going up. So as the market goes up, you know, you just have to be aware of what this car is worth now and the rareness of it, because there's just not many like this in this condition anymore. So this is basically what I'm up to with the cars. And again, I apologize for not being able to update you guys sooner. A lot's been going on in my life with work. 2022 is a very hard year for me, and I'm actually with a new company now, and I've been working steady, so I've been able to maintain and, you know, support the projects a little bit, because it's not easy lately. And with the rise of inflation and the cost of parts, especially when they're OEM, these cars have gotten very expensive in the last few months, and especially the last few months this year, because everything has gone up, as you can see. So I just want you guys to know I'm still around, and I'm still very interested in putting out footage. But now that I have a new job and a new flow of income, it's been a little bit easier. My time is a little limited with the new job, but I'm willing to do some work after work if I have time, and hopefully I can get a video out with every week or 2 weeks in between. Hopefully. It's been a little rough because just with the project I've got going on. So I just wanted to give you guys a basic update. If anybody is in need of EF parts, I got doors. I have a passenger fender. I have the rear bumper still. I have the tailgate. Message me, shoot me a question on YouTube or anything like that. I don't have any other social media at the moment, but you can comment here and we can work something out if you need parts. But other than that, very excited to get back into it. The GSR, as I said, is the first project we're going to be jumping into. I'm just going to acquire a few more gaskets from Honda before I jump into it. Want to get the upgraded head stuff, and then it's off to the machine shop. As the motor's at the machine shop, we'll be taking the front end off, getting the bay painted. I want to redo the subframe. I'm going to upgrade all the brake stuff to the 40/40 proportioning valve. I'm going to get the bigger booster off the 9091 EX sedan, put the bigger master cylinder that comes with it, and basically go from there. Simple stuff, simple OEM stuff that I like. I don't like going crazy aftermarket. Like, this is silly to me. I bought this so long ago, but I never used it because, you know why? You got to cut the hood to make it fit. And I don't understand I mean, I guess if it's just a race car, but I like to daily these and keep them as stock and clean as possible. I did pick up another hood. I got a sedan hood, and now I have another CRX or hatch hood. So I don't know if maybe one day, I don't know, but this is silly to me. You have to do stuff like this. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it. That's where I'm at. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a short video, but it'll just at least give you guys an update on the channel and where I'm at with the cars. So got a little bit of a surprise next video, so stick around to see what's going on with that. Kind of happened out of nowhere, and I had to jump on the opportunity knowing my situation. So look forward to that video coming out soon. But anyways, I hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.